Last time on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And now the continuation.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Deep Space Nine Harbinger. I'm your host Angel, and this is episode 5, where I hope something will happen. Let's see, I think last time we were going through a lot of logs. We had a very minor puzzle, which was pretty easy, and I think we had a brief conversation with the Scythians as well. Now it's been a few days, so I need to kind of remind myself what I need to do from here. So we've done the logs. I can't talk to Dax. There's no Cisco here either. I think it's going to talk to the Scythians, because I think we discovered how we're supposed to talk to them, which is economical use of language, I believe. So let's get to it.
Computer. Promenade, level 7, section 5.
I think we'll make a stop to Odo's office and Quark's, just to see if there's anything. Okay. Hey, something happened. Not the first time something has happened. And also I believe Ensign Yarrow was also saying that the door was opening and closing. And we know about the invisibility devices. So I think probably... Yes, it's our Lycosian friends. This is the red or the green ones. Blue ones, isn't it? Let's have a look at Quark's. Is Johnny still... still in her pose? Yes. Oh, it's doing it again. Quicker this time. Okay. Does that just happen every time? I wonder. Just want to see if I can trigger that again. Okay, no, it didn't trigger again. Actually, that seems like a nice use of continuity. If someone came in, look around, and then realised you were there, and then buggered off again. Oh, no logic here. Odo is not in his office. Alright. Lycosians are gone. Okay. Just walking on down the corridors.
Right, we see leisure.
Huh. Okay, now we're hearing voices.
The Federation doesn't take kindly to the murder of one of its ambassadors.
Oh, hello.
I told you we didn't murder anybody. He was already... Never mind. Priet, are you through yet?
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna have to use my phaser here. Yep. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna quickly save, because I'm finally something interesting's happening, and I'm curious to see what will happen if we die, because we haven't had an opportunity to die yet. So
I think you might want to consider very carefully where you aim that phaser.
I'm not afraid to kill you, shapeshifter, or your friend.
That is thoroughly disappointing. You just get taken straight back to the menu. Okay. Well, yeah. Should I really be surprised, given how the rest of this game's gone so far? I bet on hard difficulty that's insane as well.
I think you might want to consider very carefully where you aim that phaser.
I'm not afraid to kill you, shapeshifter, or your friend.
There we go.
It seems your anti-terrorist training has been useful once again. Lucky thing for both of us. Odo to Cisco.
Cisco here. What the hell's going on down there?
It seems 2 of our Lycosian guests became unhappy with our hospitality, Captain. Ambassador Bannock and I were just persuading them to remain.
I see. Any connection to the murder?
I intend to find out. Can you arrange to transport us to the brig?
My pleasure, Constable. On your signal. Cisco out.
What were they trying to do? When I walked in?
Steal a runabout. They tripped my security alarm when they started tampering with the airlock door.
They were going to fly a runabout into that storm?
A trip through a high-intensity disruption must have looked more attractive than the station brig.
Are you planning to interrogate them?
Oh, yes. It's one of the more rewarding parts of my job.
Well, I guess that solves our murder case.
I'm not so sure. Too many loose ends.
Yeah, I kind of agree there. We know about the red Lycosians. You can't just assume that these guys did it.
Like what?
Well, for one thing, Carrick's case. If I wanted something so badly that I'd go to all the trouble of killing a Federation official for it, I wouldn't leave it behind in my escape. It'd help to know what it was that he was carrying. Were you able to uncover anything?
Something interesting turned up when I went through his logs. He brought back some highly classified devices from the Gamma Quadrant. Whatever they were, he thought they jeopardized his safety.
He may have been right. I wonder what our Lycosian friends will have to say about these highly classified devices.
I bet they'll have some interesting answers. When I spoke to Johnny Theron, she said these Lycosians and some others with red coloring talked about a shipment coming in from the Gamma Quadrant.
The Dabo girl. There were only 3 vessels scheduled to come in from the Gamma Quadrant, Ambassador. Yours, the Scythians, and Carrick's. What else did she tell you?
Okay, we've already told Odo about the devices. I'm sure of that. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I misremember, but him and Quark having a conversation? I don't know. Like I said, it's been a few days. So, anyway, what did she do? She wanted to go to the Gamma Quadrant, certainly.
She's very interested in going to the Gamma Quadrant. I told her I'd help if I could.
How generous of you. If you meant it, I suggest you talk to Quark. Ask him about his business arrangement with Damon Mox. What else did she tell you?
She says Quark is scared for his life.
Oh, really? Who wants to kill him this time?
I'm not sure. Maybe the same person that killed Carrig? She became upset when I told her Carrig had been killed. I think she knew him.
The Dabo girl and the Ambassador.
She seems convinced that Quark's involved. I don't think she likes him much.
Neither would you if you spent half your time fighting for your pay credits and the other half fighting off his paws. I'll look into it. I was just about to have a talk with Ms. Theron when I got the security breach alarm. Any other leads?
I met the Bajoran Vedic on the promenade.
Yes, I interviewed her earlier. She's up on the promenade again now, performing the Bajoran death chant. I don't think it's connected to Carrig.
Death chant? But it's not for Carrig?
I don't think so. The names she was praying over were Bajoran.
You've heard it before?
During the occupation, yes. There were a lot of deaths here then, mostly Bajoran. The Cardassians started to ban the chants as part of a demoralization program, but the Vedics were persistent. They made an arrangement with the body disposal unit, exchanging food, even clothing, for the names of the Bajoran dead.
To pray over? Quite a risk. Do their prophets demand this ritual?
I don't pretend to understand Bajoran theology, Ambassador, but I understand grief. It comforted them. Those days they took their comfort where they could. Any other leads?
I told the Scythians about Carrick's murder.
How did they react?
They seemed genuinely upset. I think they were counting on his help.
They'll have to start counting on you now, won't they? I'll contact you as soon as the scans come in. We may be charging these two with more than just attempted murder of a Federation diplomat. Odo to Ops.
Kira here.
Ready to transport, Major.
2 Lycotians and yourself direct to security. Affirmative. Energizing.
And Ambassador, thank you.
Alright. Well, that was a mostly cool little sequence. At least something finally happened. Because not much else has happened in this game, let's be honest. I could go back and talk to the Bajoran, but I'm not going to go do that until I go back that way. Sometimes it's not very intuitive where I'm supposed to look. See, I would have thought, here's the door, go forward, I can turn left. No, I have to go forward one more time. No, I can't turn. I'm so confused. What the am I missing something here? Oh, don't mind me, just being an idiot. But you see what I mean? It's not exactly the most intuitive game when it comes to moving about. You think you're there, but no, you have to go one step further forward. I think it's this way. Ensign Yarrow. See, again. That's a very big comm badge you have.
Hello, sir. Security Chief Odo told me about what happened in the cargo bay. A close call, sir.
Much too close.
Yes, sir.
Dex and I found Carrick's notes, Ensign, on how to communicate with the Scythians.
So, you've come up with a plan?
Are the Scythians here, Ensign? I'm ready to talk to them.
Yes. The Scythians, sir. They're waiting in the airlock. They've been arguing, sir.
They don't look like they're waiting in the airlock. I mean, I'm sure they'll just pop into existence. And how long have they been waiting in the airlock, arguing?
What have they been arguing about? Do you know?
The leader has been chewing out the other one, I guess.
One of Carrick's logs said the key was to be brief, use a minimum number of words when talking with the Scythians.
That might work.
Have the Scythians tried to come out, or talk to you?
No, sir. They've been waiting to talk to you.
Open the airlock, please.
What's your plan, if I may ask, sir?
To try to talk like they do. Say 1 or 2 words only, 3 at the most. Desma, you'll have to do the same, as long as the airlock is open.
Understood. Here we go.
And there they go.
Bannock. Way. Rune.
Those are their names, sir.
Yes, Ensign. Citadel.
Forbidden.
Forbidden? Why? Why Citadel forbidden?
Okay.
When he says forbidden, he means it, eh, sir? Better let them cool down for a minute.
Interesting. Is this a dialogue puzzle? Finally, another puzzle. I'm gonna save again.
They're still here, sir. Ready to try it again? Stand by.
Maybe this time I'll just talk about drones.
Greeting. Drones. Home. Travel.
Travel? Travel where?
Travel. Home. Travel Citadel. Sacrilege.
What about the drones?
Citadel. Citadel Drone Factory.
Factory, huh?
Okay. Maybe we're finally getting somewhere with them.
Citadel Commander?
Commander dead. Factory dead.
So it's an automated factory.
The Commander is dead?
Warlord evil. Unspeakable.
Warlord?
Havoc. Blasphemy.
Okay.
I think that Rune is gonna get chewed out again. Poor guy.
One more time?
Another go, sir?
Yes, please.
Stand by.
I thought this would be a dialogue puzzle, but it doesn't actually look that way. It's just...
Greeting.
Speak.
Station. Danger.
Yeah, so you've got a separate set of dialogue choices now. It's not like you have to get the right choice in order to get down the right path. It's just... yeah. Okay, no puzzle.
Soon. Swarm. Then. Harbinger.
Roll credits.
Drones danger.
Drones. Destroy.
How destroy station? Station protect. Stop drones.
Blind.
Blind? How?
I guess blind their senses somehow.
Create field.
Blind.
Yes, but how? Dazzle drones?
Dust.
Dust?
Theta.
You blinded drones. With Theta?
Show. Punishment.
Theta radiation, I guess.
Tell me more about Theta.
Confess. Honor.
They're gonna close the door again. I want to know about Theta.
I need to know more about Theta.
Walking.
Oh my god.
Good try, sir. Well, that was an experience. The leader has strange manners, sir.
Yes, Ensign. I'll report to Ops. Carry on.
So maybe it could be that there is some extra information there we can get depending on the dialogue choices we make, because there's other sections there. But I don't know, I'm not going to go through it again, but I'm wondering if you get slightly different outcomes as a result of that, or it just eventually comes back to the same path that, we learn about theta radiation. So, oh, hang on, is there anything else I can actually do here before I go?
They've sealed the door from their side, sir.
Yes, Ensign. I'll report to Ops. Carry on.
Okay. They don't want to hang out in the airlock anymore. I really want to use the turbo lifts, but I don't think we can for a while yet. Off to Ops we go. Aha. Okay. And nice, some actual animation. Let's go and have a chat with Kira then.
Envoy. I mean Ambassador. We're still having a little...
Carlton and Kira. Major, I've got the primary shaft couplings realigned now. You want to try it again?
Affirmative. Where can I take you, Ambassador?
Well, we want to go to Ops, don't we?
Ops, please.
Computer. Maintenance override 771. Ops. Damn! Kira to Carlton. It's still failing in Section 12.
I see it. Hang on.
I'm sorry, Ambassador. This should only take a minute. It's these old Cardassian systems. Once they're down, you have to drag them, kicking and screaming, back online. Has there been any word?
I kind of like that. She's kind of awkwardly trying to make conversation with us, and Kira is not exactly known for making good small talk.
The Scythians, you mean?
Yes. What have they told you about those drones?
We can say classified. I'm kind of tempted, but I don't think that's fair. She's the first officer of the station. She should know. So let's just go with this.
They talked about a citadel. I think one of them wanted to show me where it was.
On a star chart or something?
I couldn't find out. Their leader shut the door on me.
So much for Scythian diplomacy. Carlton, what's going on down there?
It's a support relay on 11, Major. Looks like it was fused to the casing. I'll need the particle torch.
Well, we don't have the particle torch. No one has the particle torch. You'll have to use a hand phaser.
All right. This'll take a minute.
How can you only have one particle torch on a station the size of Deep Space Nine? I mean, can't you replicate these things?
Is this the same torch you asked Mr. Odo about?
What damnedest thing. It just disappeared. If it was smaller, I'd think Vol dragged it off. Brian's going to be furious if we don't find that thing before he gets back.
I miss that O'Brien's not in this game. Or pseudo game.
Who's O'Brien?
He's our chief of engineering. He's kind of precise about his tools.
If you're following DS9, you know that they sometimes have a Vol problem. They mentioned a couple of times.
What's a Vol?
Cardassian rodents. Disgusting, hairy little vermin. The station's infested with them. Surprised you haven't seen one.
Could someone have stolen it?
I was facing the only exit. I'd have been staring right at them. Like, it's just... There have been a lot of odd incidents lately.
You mean the drones? Their behavior is odd, but I'm sure...
No, little incidents. Strange little things. Well, I've seen things lately. Maybe it's just my imagination. The station's so empty.
Do you think it's because of the rising?
What did you say?
It's something the Vedic Rasmus told me about.
Rasmus. She's a very devoted student of the prophecies. Let's see. A cloud about the temple gates darkens rising night. Unbelievers tremble at the Harbinger's cleansing might.
There's that word again, Harbinger.
Cloud about the temple gates. The plasma storm?
Why not? Our faith in the prophets is part of what kept Bajor whole while the Cardassians tried to tear us apart. The prophets used the sacred texts to instruct us and to warn us of the threats the future can hold.
Carlton, Kira.
Kira here. Go ahead.
Sorry about the delay, Major, but melted duranium is harder than a...
Then a Cardassian's heart, I know. Ready for another try?
Yes, sir. Resetting the command buffer. Go ahead.
Keep your fingers crossed, Ambassador. Computer, maintenance override 771. Ops. Good luck, Ambassador.
Alright. Okay, so I think we have some shortcuts now. Hey, Cisco's back. Is Kira staying in the turbo lift? She's gone.
Computer.
So we've got habitat ring as an option now, that's good. And Kira just vanished. Not even the sound of the turbo lift going back down again, she's just gone. Hey, I think we know what's happened to those invisibility devices. It was Kira. Yeah, Kira killed Carrick, and yeah, problem solved. Let's go chat with with Cisco. Couldn't even make the effort to just put him somewhere different with a different stance. Oh.
So, Ambassador, the Scythians, did they say anything about the drones?
The drones come from a place they call the Citadel.
The Scythians mentioned Citadel earlier, didn't they?
The junior one said it was a factory. He also said it was dead.
I find that surprising, considering its impressive output of drones.
It's still unclear where exactly it is.
Well, it's a start.
Volume change in Cisco again.
The Scythians apparently know how to blind the drones.
Lieutenant, the Ambassador is on to something.
I'm listening. Something about blind?
Go on, Bannock.
The Scythians said Theta. Does that help?
Theta.
Theta? Theta band emissions, theta particles, theta matrix compositors. What else did they say?
The Scythians said dust.
Dust. Makes sense to you, Dax?
Sounds like theta particles. Theta particles will block their sensors. Overload them, probably.
We can use deuterium.
Vent it to an auxiliary reactor and bombard it with RF.
Do it. Get Carlton to help you. We haven't much time, Bannock. The plasma disruption is winding down.
Did the Scythians say anything about the next drone attack?
They said soon. First comes a swarm, and then something they called the Harbinger.
They're positive about this.
Yes, sir. The drones seem to be relentless.
Now, we're sure Carrick's murderer is still on the station.
Don't tell me. Another killing?
Oh, no. Odo has pinpointed the time of Carrick's death. He was killed after the last transport successfully left the station. But a good hour before the Odessa, the courier ship carrying Rasmus, Johnny Theron, Quark, and those Lycosians failed to get underway.
Has Mr. Odo finished analyzing the DNA scans?
Mr. Odo? No, not yet. But Odo expects results any time now.
I like how he's just like, Mr. Odo? No. We don't call him Mr. Odo. He's just Odo, or Constable.
When exactly did the Scythians arrive?
Over an hour before Carrick's death, we notified Carrick of their arrival, but he insisted on waiting for you. So they remain suspects in this case. Did you know Carrick left us some tricorder readings? Dax thought you'd be interested in seeing them. Ambassador, his success with the Scythians may give us the edge we need. If we can block the drones' sensors. Well done.
Thank you, Captain.
What just happened there? That was weird. Did they splice two audio sections together, I wonder? I mean, Avery Brooks has a certain acting style. It's not for everyone, and sometimes it can be very, very quiet and whispery before, going to the extreme other end of that spectrum, but yeah, weird. Anyway, let's go have a chat with Dax.
You wanted to see me?
Help me with something, Bannock. When you were listening to Carrick's logs, did you hear any reference to Terrigen radiation?
I don't think we did.
Why do you ask?
A bizarre coincidence. I analyzed Carrick's tricorder scans of the devices he brought back from the Gamma Quadrant. Like everything else, the data is pretty much obliterated. But one thing did come through. Strong Terrigen radiation as the devices are operated.
Strong Terrigen radiation. What effect does that have?
Prolonged exposure has been known to cause confusion, paranoia, and eventually seizures in humanoid life forms.
What do these devices do, exactly?
We still don't know, unless the Scythians told you.
Didn't Odo mention something about Terragan readings here on this station?
Yes, that's the coincidence. Or...
You think the devices are operating on the station right now?
Exactly.
You're thinking what I'm thinking. The devices are connected to the drones, transponders maybe.
My first thought exactly. So I did a detailed scan of the station, and know what I found? No drone structures, but more life forms on Deep Space Nine than we're supposed to have. The readings were somewhat anomalous. The computer tried to convince me they were vole swarms.
We've already asked about voles, we don't need to do that again.
Anomalous? You mean not quite normal?
Yes, the life forms are being screened by something or surrounded by some sort of field.
How many more life forms are you reading, and where are they?
I'm reading 6 more life forms. Species? Unknown. Locations? Variable all over the station, and impossible to pin down.
I'll keep my eyes open, Lieutenant.
We already know about the invisibility devices. I don't know why that's not mentioned. They don't put 2 and 2 together very often, do they? Okay. What do we do now? Did I miss something in what we're supposed to do? She's doing an analysis. Okay. This game's also not...
Dax, hold that turbolift. Ambassador, step over here, please. Odo has some new information for you.
I was just going to say the game is not very helpful, but I'll take that back this time. It's, brought me back.
Cisco to Odo. Constable, I have the Ambassador with me.
The DNA scan results.
Yes. Carrigs, of course. Lycosian DNA, lots of it.
The Lycosians in the brig.
Let me finish, Captain. Lycosian DNA. At least 6 individuals. And a human female. That's it.
6 Lycosians.
And a human female.
Johnny Theron.
The double girl at Quark's bar. She's a human female, but
not the murdering type. You'd be surprised, Captain.
I agree with the captain. I met Johnny. She seems okay to me.
I don't think Odo is convinced. Rasmus is Bajoran, so... Lycosians in the brig, so I don't know if there's 6 red ones or 4 red ones.
You have 2 Lycosians in the brig?
Yes. You remember them. They admit to entering Carrick's quarters, but claim he was already dead at the time. Someone seems to have told them that Carrick was carrying something valuable.
Quark?
What? Why did we act surprised? Hey, what do you mean there's 2 Lycosians in the brig? How did they get there? You fucking shot them yourself! Jesus.
So what you're saying is at least 4 Lycosians unaccounted for, still in this station somewhere.
I do like Odo's grumbles.
Johnny Theron mentioned a band of red Lycosians. They overheard the blue ones talking about a shipment.
A shipment?
From the Gamma Quadrant. It was going to make them rich.
You've done well, Ambassador. I've gotten nothing out of Johnny Theron at all.
And yet, I'm sure we've gone over this, or already told people about this. Everyone's memories are not very good.
What's your theory, Odo?
It's time for me to have a talk with our stowaways. I'll have to find them first. And Johnny Theron, being a human female, is also a prime suspect.
For a man who wanted to be left alone, Carrick certainly had a lot of visitors.
None of my security sweeps show any sign of stowaways.
I think Dax may know why. She did a detailed scan and found extra life forms, but the readings were anomalous. The computer labeled them vole swarms.
I do see plenty of those.
Stowaways, potentially murderers. Constable, security measure Cobalt?
Measure initiated, Captain. Quark's signaling me from his bar. I better go see what he wants. Odo out.
You look concerned, Ambassador. Wherever the stowaways are hiding out, Cobalt should keep them there, until security can deal with them. Anything else, Ambassador?
What is security measure Cobalt, Captain?
Anti-intruder alert, Bannock. It's actually a Cardassian program. Modified, of course. Still somewhat extreme.
You mean it probably absolutely kills them in the original Cardassian form? I wonder if it's related at all to that episode where Dukat had a series of contingency measures to prevent a revolt.
What would you like me to do now, Captain?
See if you can find Johnny Theron, and stand by for further instructions.
Thank you, Captain. I'm on my way.
Okay. Let's go.
Computer. Promenade, level 7, section 5.
There's Odo.
I'm telling you, it just disappeared from right in front of me.
It might help if you told me exactly what was stolen.
I told you it was a thing.
Does this thing have a use, or is it merely ornamental?
Does it matter?
Well, if it has a use, I'm going to have to know what it is.
Ornamental.
Then I guess there's no real emergency.
Did I say ornamental? I meant ornamentally useful.
Quark.
All right. It's a security lockout bypass.
What?
A security lockout bypass key. I just keep it in case of emergency. I never actually use it.
Odo to Cisco, we have a potentially serious security problem, Captain. There's a missing security lockout bypass key.
Let me guess. Quark.
He says it disappeared right in front of him.
Just like Major Kira's particle torch.
I'm concerned.
You're thinking another shapeshifter.
I'm not ruling it out.
All right. Initiate DFI precautions. Alert your security team. And keep me informed.
Odo to Ensign Yarrow.
Yarrow here.
There's a missing security.
Odo, I was just about to call you. You've got to send the ambassador down right away. I've got a situation here. One of the Scythians is banging on the airlock door.
Understood. He's on his way. And Yarrow, we've got a security situation going here. Keep yourself doubly alert.
Always do, sir. Yarrow out.
You'll have to handle that Scythian situation alone, Ambassador. I need to stay here and talk to Quark.
Okay. Again, you know, we already have the information about the cloaking devices and the locations, yet we jump to the possible...
Alone, if you don't mind.
Nice, but not yet. They jump to the conclusion of a shapeshifter, or possible shapeshifter. I do kind of like that the shapeshifter is brought up. That should have been brought up earlier, though, as a possibility. But, yeah... I feel the game has some logic gaps here, or isn't that well constructed in how it's trying to do the mystery. It just keeps repeating itself sometimes when it doesn't need to, unless they're just assuming that the player is too stupid, which is possible given that this game's not particularly intuitive or fun. But there we go. Okay, I think I'm gonna cut it off there. Slightly shorter episode than before, but I think I know what's going to happen next in terms of there's going to be some stuff we're going to do. We're actually going to get to do some stuff, and to be fair, we did a little stuff this time. We got to shoot some people, but I'm pretty sure we're going to shoot some people next time as well. it does feel like the plot is actually finally starting to move along now. Things are happening. We're getting to the bottom of the murder mystery, and the drones are going to imminently attack. So it's possible not only do we get to shoot people next episode, we're also going to have to go through a terrible combat sequence to defend the station from a second drone attack. I also need to have a chat with... I don't say I need to have a chat, but I think I need to chat with Rasmus, the Bajoran woman, and see if she has anything interesting to say, which I don't think she does, but yeah. So I think I'll just go to the airlock. I will say that the Scythians, the way they communicate really reminds me of Darmok. You know, Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra, his arms open. It's an interesting way of having a communication problem with a species. Even though the universal translator is working, they have a different way of communicating. And I like that attempt to make a species more interesting in that regard. However, just like with the Temerians, which were the Darmok lot, I do question how a society with that kind of language, like for the Temerians, it was, how do you build a technologically advanced society by just speaking in metaphor? You know, surely you're still going to have mathematics and explain mathematics and make theories, and I don't think you can do that with just with metaphors. Likewise, I'm not sure the Scythians could reach a technologically advanced state with just using very, very few words as possible. That said, I think there's a caveat here, which we might learn later in the game as to how the Scythians used to be. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, overall, I actually like the concept of this kind of communication difficulty. For once, technology can't just solve the problem straight away. Okay, this is where I'm going to stop, so we can go straight to this next time. Everyone's moved, Yaro's got her phaser. What could happen next episode? Who knows? Until that time, though, do take care. Feel free to leave any comments, and also check out the top 5 Trek game videos that myself and Lorne did recently. Part 2 will be coming soon, or is out already, depending on when you watch this. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.